And good afternoon, and welcome to Jackson Christian School, where we have a great softball game today between the Trinity Lady Lions coming in at 10-3 and the Jackson Christian Lady Eagles, who come in at 11-2-1, and we'll explain that one tie to you. Will Cisco will be handling color. Coach Joe Holloway on the play-by-play. Paul Schultze will produce, direct, and you will see some great camera work from Zach down on the field. But Will, today we've got, some people could say this is a slobber knocker of a game. Two good teams, both of them fairly young. They both have seniors, but probably Jackson Christian slightly younger than even TCA.
Yeah, we do have a very, very young team, but I'd like to see what happens today. This is in the Jackson Sun. They got TCA at 3 and Jackson Christian at 4, so it's a big West Tennessee matchup, big rivalry all right across the street. So going to be real interesting to see what happens today. I know it's going to be one of the bigger games of the season.
And, of course, opening on the mound for Jackson Christian School, Maggie Richardson, who I believe she is a freshman, or is she a sophomore this year?
I believe she is a freshman.
She is a freshman, and she gets better each year. I remember back when she played middle school softball, and, of course, people know these two coaches. Coach Wheeler has been district coach of the year. She has built this program from, I won't say scratch, but she had to rebuild it up as the first hitter, which is Kirkpatrick, Laura Kirkpatrick, who is the pitcher for TCA, wears 18 steps in there. And the situation, Robert Kraft won 4 state titles when the Renfros were there.
Yeah, very good Trinity team, lots of good history there, and it's a great team, so it'd be a good staple win for our Lady Eagles. 11-2, like you said. I actually don't know what happened with the tie, but
well, time limit runs out. That's the reason they have a tie. Okay. They were in the tournament. It was one of the tournaments, and as you see, the strike called by the umpire. Great shots by Worthy Road Studios. We're trying to give you a little background here. Now, we will not be able to see the bottom of the scoreboard, only the score day to keep up with the pitches, and we know that is strike 2. Forrest Maynard's running the scoreboard and doing a great job, and also PA announcer said the prayer today and did an excellent job of that. And we are going to say on the air we appreciated all of his good football play over the years. And the wind up in the pitch, and the rise ball got it for out 1. So we've got a Katie start that one off. One away in the inning, Jenny Miller, the center fielder, coming up. She wears 33. She'll hit right-handed. Will and I are going to have fun because we're going to wind up blocking each other a little bit today because there's some big people in this press box, and I'm the smallest. I'm the heaviest probably, but because I'm carrying that spare tire with me. The wind up in the pitch. This one a bouncer for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Infield for softball is at normal depth. Third baseman usually playing in because there's always the threat of the bunt. You have to play the slap hit. So with a 1 ball, no strike count, pitch on the way, and that looks pretty good. That's a strike. And sometimes I will admit the umpire is out of my sight line, and I'll get it from that, so you can help me with that one.
Yeah, Maggie's doing a great job so far. She always does. One of the studs here, one of the better pitchers we've had over the years.
I just think how good she'll be her senior year. And that one a strike. That's that rise ball again. She's got a good fastball, so I have it as 1 ball, 2 strikes. And, of course, the wind has picked up, and you'll see some situations where sometimes the camera will be affected by the wind. Oh, it looks like strike 3. Wow. She doesn't waste any time, does she?
No, she does not.
2 outs in the inning, and Lily Kramer, the third baseman, comes up for them, they being TCA. And Kramer is a senior. Laura Kirkpatrick, the pitcher for the day for TCA, she's also a senior. And Maria Murdoch, a senior. And I missed that pitch. What was that?
It was a ball, a little bit low. But
okay. 1 ball, no strikes. We're in the top of the first. That one had to be a strike.
Had to be.
1-1. And again, Maggie Richardson, the freshman. If you wonder why she looks at her arm, her pitches and the instructions, the numbers are there for what she's supposed to throw. That one comes high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Coach can either signal it in, or I know some of the coaches are just hollering it in.
Yeah, some coaches just holler it in. Most of them signal it in. So it's a interesting thing.
Here's one hit to the outfield. Center fielder camps under it, gets it for Jackson Christian, and that's 3 outs. That was Aubrey Dean with it. So 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base at the end of a half inning of play. No score with the Lady Eagles coming to bat. And we are back here at the Lady Eagles softball field. They'll lead off with Audrey Dean, the center fielder, followed by Trinity Brooks in left field and McKinley Arnold, the catcher. And we want to mention a couple of people here in a few minutes. We've had some players signed. The Renfro's over TCA are not the only people that's played big-time softball. And right now, the excellent catcher for Freed Hardeman is right here, and she was a player of the year in softball in the area. Donovan does such a good job down there. She can hit fourth, she could hit third, she can catch, and she has thrown a ton of runners out. And she was really great when she was here. And of course, both pitchers have about the same windmill style. Let's see. Is what I was told, and we'll get a chance to see Laura Kirkpatrick, the senior, on the mound going against the freshman. But the leadoff batter, Audrey Dean, in center field will be up there.
Yeah, Audrey does a great job getting to play. She's really fast. So.
And you want that leadoff person on. Wears 17 and gets a nice healthy cut on the first pitch, a little bit of an uppercut. And I like that. Having that number, she knows which helmet is hers.
Oh, yeah. Nice little detail.
And that one you can hear. Now, that's sometimes when you are a windmiller, the way you release the ball, it will hit your leg and you'll have a ball. So 1-1 the count. Great shot, as you can see, from center field. This one hit up the middle for a base hit, and Dean leads off the game with a single, or leads off the half of the inning for the Lady Eagles. Now a lot of things you can do, and check that third baseman out. And again, in softball, and we'll remind everybody that is not a pitcher's mound out there. That is called a circle.
Just a circle. Yeah, it's very confusing me going from baseball to softball. I haven't done it in a while. I was counting pitch counts the first time through. So
we were doing a lot of baseball. So Will and I, if we slip on the circle and mound situation, here it is, a bunt. They'll have to go to first, and the umpire says she's out, but it does get the runner to second base. So a sac bunt gets the job done. First out in the inning. And McKinley Arnold, the catcher, comes to the plate. And McKinley wears number 20. And we are both teams dapperly attired today. We're in our black uniforms. That gives you, some people think the black football, baseball, whatever uniform power call. Hit up the middle. It's a base hit. Let's see if they send the runner home. Looks like Coach Phillips is going to hold the runner. And, of course, Rob Phillips, you know him from football, too. So 2 hits now, and Arnold comes through. Runners at first and third. 2 hits in the inning, and Millsaps, we know she's a good hitter just because she's batting fourth. A courtesy runner for the catcher. And I did not pick up the courtesy runner.
I did not either.
Well, let's see if we get a shot at first base and we get our number. We'll see who is the courtesy runner, and that helps because getting that equipment on and off.
I believe it was number 7, Bailey Robertson.
Probably Bailey Robertson wears number 7. Here's the pitch. One ball, no strikes. Great shot of the hitter, the catcher, the umpire, the pitcher, and some wonderful fans back there. And good pitching style. The only thing is, like I said, sometimes when you hit the side of your leg like that, we'll throw the ball off. I've got 2 balls, no strikes. As the count, there's 1 out on the sacrifice bunt. That one comes inside, 3-0. Let's see if the coaching staff puts the take on, or they may have automatic take at 3-0. This is your cleanup hitter, though. Laney Millsap's the third baseman. And that one's low and walks her. So the bases are jammed. Ducks on the pond, as our good buddy Ron Potesta used to say. And Maggie Richardson, the pitcher, with no outs, gets a chance to help her cause. The infield has come in, so they're going to try to cut the run down at the plate. Not playing at double play depth. The outfield looks straight away, although the left fielder off the line towards center a little bit, Will.
Yeah, Maggie does a great job. Even though she does all the pitching, she's also a great hitter. So hopefully she can bring some of the runs in here. But she does a great job on both sides.
You saw that yourself. 1 ball, the count. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. High. That's the umpire gives the high signal. So 2-0. This is a hitter's count. You liked it when you had 2-0, didn't you?
I loved being 2-0. You can swing at it if you want. You only swing if it's perfect.
That's right. If you don't see your pitch, you don't go after it. Again, the outfield about the same way. Infield's in. Pitch on the way, and that one is right down Main Street. 2 balls, 1 strike. Umpires using, I think it's pretty well universal. Not only did the NCAA start it, but National Federation and NAIA also have all umpires administer balls and strikes the same way. That one is inside. Should go to 3-1 with 1 out. You don't want to walk a run in, so we'll see Laura Kirkpatrick try to come right down Main Street with this one. And it's fouled off, 3-2. Only 1 out, we'll remind you. Maria Murdoch, the catcher, and I know you say, well, she's left-handed. Left-handers, they make left-handed catching mitts for both baseball and softball. And the 3-2 pitch on the way. Fouled off, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, that one wasn't, you could tell it wasn't her favorite pitch, but she had to take a swing at it, way to protect the plate right there.
And you're right, Will. And she steps out, takes a practice swing, gets composure. Kirkpatrick would love to have this pitch. Here comes the 3-2 pitch inside, and that'll walk a run in. So 1-0, Jackson Christian leads, and this is a big rivalry game. It's not only a district game, but these folks from both schools, off the field they're friends, but on the field they want to beat each other.
Yeah, this is a big rivalry game across all sports, no matter what it is, so always like to get a win here.
Sydney Julian, the designated player, comes in wearing number 18. And there's the pitch for a strike. Great camera shots from Worthy Road Studios here on the Jackson Christian Sports Network. Here's the pitch way outside. And again, you hear the little bit of a bump that can affect it sometimes. But you want to throw that close to your plate. Really and truly, the guy that taught me to throw fast pitch said you've got to brush that leg. And the pitch, they say high. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The sacks are jammed. Bases loaded if you prefer. And the 2-1 pitch on the way. That one is a strike. Got that inside corner, Will.
Yeah, just right on the inside. That was a tough pitch to hit right there, so she didn't take a swing at it. But it still 2-2 count. Still got a little chance right here to make something happen.
And you're right, 1 run in. The pitch is on the way. Inside, so 3-2. And probably on the parabolic mic you can hear a little wind. Old Glory, the American flag, blowing towards left field briskly. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fouled off. We'll do it again. See that back shoulder dip just a little bit. She was trying to drive the ball. Now you will see some people chop down on occasion. The left-hander comes up here. They can bunt or hit to left field. And the walk, that'll bring the second run in. This is not the start that Coach Robert Kraft and team wanted to have. Julian on with a walk, and there has been 3 straight bases on balls. Sack still jammed, and the 8th grader, a novelty, but don't think she's just a novelty as a player. This is a home run hitter. She can lose one for you. She could put one actually on top of our field house.
Yeah, she really can. I can't remember last time. I remember seeing it a couple weeks ago. She had a home run, big home run in a game, so she can definitely swing it out if she wants to. So she'll be looking to do something with it here. But
Carly Holt and her mother happened to play basketball for me for 1 year. She finished her career with Richard Foster when I did some administrative work. And, of course, her dad is Brent Holt, a really congenial gentleman. Liked talking to him the other day. And she just happens to be kin to you a little bit, doesn't she?
Just does. Just happens to be a little bit kin.
Way up in front of the box. That kind of helps take care of some of the rise ball stuff. And a ball again, so she's ahead. And this is a hitter that she's capable of the grand slam home run. And I know the other day we had a great game, 6-5 last inning win over Chesapeake. Had a nice rip at the ball. It evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. There's only 1 out. 2 runs are in for Jackson Christian. She uses that wide stance. We'll talk about that in a minute. Swinging strike 2. Power hitters a lot of times use that.
Yeah, she got that wide stance, so she's looking to definitely rip the ball here. But Carly's a big hitter. She's always going for the fences.
And here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one got her. She had a good rip at it, but strike 3 for the second out. Ava Jones, the second baseman, wearing number 12, comes up. 2 runs already in the bottom of the first. Joe DiMaggio probably had as wide a stance as anybody, one of the greatest hitters in baseball. And I've seen this out of some good players at UT, and there are a lot of schools in the Southeastern Conference with great softball. That one way inside. And, of course, I believe Avery, correct me if I'm wrong, Avery Bradford just signed with Freed Hardeman for baseball from here at Jackson Christian.
Yes, sir, he did. Yesterday he signed with Freed, so that was a great time, great little ceremony we had for him. But
they're coming after us, Will. That one hit off.
That got me.
It's all right. Forrest will protect us. that he protected his quarterback all year.
He sure did.
So you got to protect us. So. And pitch on the way, 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Runners will go with the crack of the bat. Jackson Christian batting and leading in the bottom of the first, 2-0. Flag is straight out right now. It is really blowing. The wind has picked up. Ball hit, but a line drive straight to the second baseman. That will end the inning. But Jackson Christian picked up 2 big runs and lead 2-0. So at the end of 1 inning of play, Jackson Christian 2, TCA nothing. We'll be back on the Jackson Christian School Sports Network after this.
The reason I chose Freed Hardeman is because I'm a mother of 2, and I live here locally here in Dixon, and 2 years ago I decided that I wanted to be a nurse. So Freed Hardeman had just opened up, and I was ready for the opportunity and jumped on it, and I knew I needed to stay home, still be a mom, and yet I wanted to pursue my dream as being a nurse.
And we are back. Interesting first inning. We left 3 on base. Will, does that worry you a little bit?
It does, but I don't think it'll be a big deal. We're doing a great job so far. Maggie's doing a great job pitching. So coming out 3 up, 3 down last time, and now this inning getting a lot of runners on base. You can see our bats were hot. So we're doing a great job so far. So I'm not too worried about it yet, but it could come back to haunt us. Hopefully it doesn't. But
Maria Yarborough will come up first. Maria Murdoch, Hannah Yarborough, and then Kylie Crawford are their 3 hitters. Let me tell you about Sophie Donovan, though, that we were talking about a minute ago. Freed Hardeman University is where she's playing. She was class of 2018 here. She was All-State in 2018 and 2017. Max Preps All-American in 2017. in the National Catcher of the Year for the NFCA in 2018. I'd say a pretty good player and doing great at Freed.
She sure was a heck of a player. Did a great job at Jackson Christian.
Now here's a base hit as Murdoch drives this one to left field. Gets on with a runner, and we'll see if they bring a courtesy runner in for her. And it looks like they're going to leave her on first and let her run. Now with 2 outs, I believe they have to put the courtesy runner so you can start. That one was where nobody could field it. It was going to get through, and it was hit well. And again, for those of you, that's the circle that our pitcher Maggie Richardson is throwing out of. The hitter is Hannah Yarber, the shortstop. I know she also plays a little basketball for Trinity.
Yeah, she's a great basketball player. Both of those programs, the basketball and the softball program, have been very, very successful for the Lions. So they're great school over there, great athletic school.
This one fouled off, and of course, our softball team, since Coach Wheeler, I believe, took over in 2014, it has done nothing but get better each year. And with the young crew of girls players, now they were young, our basketball team is getting better. Those kids competed. There's a bunt that goes foul. They competed, I want to say, a few years ago. They went far in the state tournament, didn't they? And had a pretty good district run, too, in that they were all 7th and 8th graders then, though. So they were mostly freshmen this year. They're going to be good next year.
Most definitely. I can't remember the exact year, but not too long ago, the Lady Eagles basketball team did make a run.
And that one a little high. Maggie Richardson goes back, gets a little dust. Hand gets a little sweaty out there, even with the wind and stuff blowing, and you have to adjust. And that one, striking out, is Hannah Yarber for the first out. And is that what you want, Paul? Now I see. Kind of looking around the corner here a little bit. Will I also using and that one a ball. Oh, you can hear that ball. He said strike. I thought it was.
Yeah, it looked a little low to me, but it was right on the side, 50-50 pitch right there.
Well, we'll take it. We are not choicy. 1 strike to count. Second pitch on the way, and that one went outside. And again, you heard that little bump that I talk about. Parabolic mic picking up neat stuff like that. This doesn't affect us, but in Fentress County, I've just been texted there's a tornado warning. It's too beautiful a day right here. 1-1, 1 ball, well, actually 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. We're going to shut the sound off on that, or ESPN will be part of this broadcast. Swinging, strike 2. Count now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, a runner on first. A couple other names we'll tell you about during these times, and we're going to do more than 1 softball game this year. Swinging, strike 3, and I'm going to tell you what, of the 5 outs, 4 of them have been by strikeout. 2 outs in the inning, and MJ Abernathy, the designated player, coming up there. But Jenna Arnold went to Blue Mountain to play. I believe that was class of 2019. Kayla Forsythe was out at Jackson State in 2017. And we'll tell you about some more players as we go on. First signee was Jessica Key that played at Union. I remember when she played there. Did a great job for them. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. Richardson brings it to the plate. 2-0 the count now. Well, this game a little bit different because you've mostly played baseball, football, and basketball.
Yeah, I've mostly been doing that, but it's still something I've always had to watch. All my cousins played it, Kayla, Jessica, and Carly, so I've always been around it.
And, of course, the pitch. A good pitch is a good pitch in the same spots even for softball. Inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. We are in the top of the second. Trinity Christian at the plate, wearing their purple and white uniforms with the black pants. Jackson Christian in black uniforms with white pants. 3-1 pitch on the way, fouled off. That makes it 3-2. 3-2, 2 outs. Runner on first. Be going with the pitch. When it leaves her hand, you can run. Actually, as the motion is ready to be thrown, you can leave. You got to watch leaving too early. First base coach is watching, or umpire watching it. Popped up. Let's see who takes charge. Center field, Dean's got it, puts it away with two hands and ends the inning. There were no runs, one hit, no errors, and one person left on base. At the end of 1 1/2 innings of play, Jackson Christian leads 2-0 on the Jackson Christian Network.
The reason why I pursued my BSN in nursing is because I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to take back, I wanted to give care to all the patients that I had taken care of previously in the past. I wanted to gain more experience in education. Freed-Hardeman is local here in Dixon, Tennessee. I noticed that they had a 100% pass rate for the past 3 years, and I knew that Freed-Hardeman would be a great fit for me.
Something dang, man.
And we are back.
Is that good?
Now, in the 5th inning, because these are 7-inning games, you're going to get the trade of your life, the guys up here in the press box. Will Cisco will be doing play-by-play in the 5th inning he does in our baseball games.
You always like to throw it on me.
Yeah, number 18 for Trinity on the mound, Laura Kirkpatrick. You see her taking her warm-up tosses. Third baseman always takes their practice throws up, and they play up anyway, and you wouldn't want to be where you normally play because you'd hit the pitcher in the head as she's trying to throw.
Yeah.
Everybody else warms up just like you would on everything else. Doesn't happen quite that way in baseball on the 90-foot bases. Got two good pitchers throwing here today. 2-0 game as they throw it down. They being TCA. TCA came in at 10-3. We were 11-2-1. And Will, after this hitter, will explain the tie situation. And that will happen when you go to certain tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, leading off for Jackson Christian, Kendall Turner, the shortstop that wears number 2. And then Audrey Dean will be up there. Fouled off. Catcher looks back, but that one out of play. Short foul territory, so a lot of balls will get out of play.
Yeah, I saw down there in the front, some of our football guys were sitting down there, and one of them got hit with the ball on the first foul ball that went by. So
second pitch on the way. Umpire says it's a strike. I know the National Federation and the NCAA and NAI are all just wild about the new umpire mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay. That one high. To be honest with you, I like the old mechanics better. Terry Clements, who's a great umpire, and I had a talk about mechanics the other day.
Sound like you're not a fan.
And it's coming to baseball full weight. And that one puts one away in the inning. Strikeout. And I believe that's the second strikeout of the game for Kirkpatrick. And at the plate, the center fielder who already handled a couple of chances, Audrey Dean, wears number 17.
Yeah, she does a great job getting on base. You saw in the first inning she had a great hit. Always seems to put it in play.
Be a good day for somebody to hit one out to left field.
Mm-hmm.
The pitch, and that one is high. Ball 2. And I believe Dean has a very good on-base percentage. Coach Jennifer Wheeler and Rob Phillips does a great job with this team. 3 balls, no strikes. Coach Phillips, if he gave her a signal, you'd never know what it was. Very cool down there at third base. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Swung on, hit the right field. Will depend on the under it, camping and getting it is Kraft. That is Briley Kraft with the second out of the inning.
You know, I like it. You never really seen people swing on 3-0, so I like to see it right there. Now it didn't work out for us that time, but
someday you're going to get a good
every once
pitch.
in a while you'll get a good. That was a great pitch right there on 3-0.
And a great point by Will on that one. That brings up number 15, Trinity Brooks, who officially is 0 for 0 because she had a great sacrifice bunt back. And she was going to either slap hit or slap bunt then. But that's a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Love the, left-handed hitters are usually trained in the slap bunting and slap hitting art. Some people even learn to hit that way. They're naturally right-handed. 1-1 now the count. You can see those great pictures from Worthy Road Studios. And again, we'll remind you on the Jackson Christian School Sports Network. You can get this game live on the Facebook pages. ASU was starting to run, and that fouled off a 1-2. Either the school's Facebook page or I believe the Jackson Christian School boosters also have this game. And guess what? It will be archived tonight forever on Worthy Road Studios YouTube page.
It's always a great place to go back to. I always go back there for the football games and the basketball games.
Absolutely. 1-2 pitch on the way outside. And Trinity knew it. Wasn't going to bite at it. She's also a good basketball player too. She's quick. The press, I think, is what she does best.
Yeah, she does a lot. She does a lot for us. She's a great athlete, one of the better girl athletes at our school. So she's going to be a great asset over the next couple of years.
Here's the pitch, fouled off again. This was the slap hit style out of the left hand. Her and her sister both now can drive on the basket. Don't let that fool you. Now Forrest is modest over there. He decided to be kind to Cameron and let Cameron play ahead of him in basketball just a little bit. He could have shown him up, though.
He could have came out there and drained some threes for us.
Swinging strike for the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base at the end of 2 innings of play. Jackson Christian 2, Trinity nothing. You're listening and watching this game on the Jackson Christian Sports Network. We'll be back after this timeout.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman was I came for orientation, and I felt welcomed and loved, and I've toured many nursing programs, and this was different. This one was something different to me, and it's been amazing, and I really enjoyed it, and it's something I'll always remember, and this is family to me. I also chose Freed-Hardeman because of the 100% pass rate at Dixon. They've had a 100% pass rate for the last 3 years, and that finalized my decision to come to Freed-Hardeman.
And there's more fun going on here in the press box. The game is fun, but, maybe I'll just leave the mic. No, I better not leave the mic open between times. Anyway, we're having a great time here. Jackson Christian leading 2-0 on the Jackson Christian Sports Network. Worthy Road Studios producing, and also all the great camera work by Paul Schultze and our great camera people, Zach being one of those. And he's got a tough job now. Top of the 3rd. Trinity's only had 1 hit. Do they come alive this inning, or does Maggie keep blowing them away with pitches?
I really hope Maggie keeps blowing them away. I'm sure she will. I'm not too worried about it. She does a great job.
Well, I believe she's had 4 strikeouts out of the 6 outs.
Mm-hmm.
Will Cisco, Coach Joe Holloway here. One ball the count. And softball, it's like baseball. You don't really want to get behind the people in this count very often. You'd like to get ahead. That was a strike. Thank you, Mr. Umpire, for agreeing with me. I try to umpire every once in a while on this. 1 strike, 1 ball. No outs in the inning. Nobody on. First hitter up there is E.K. Murdoch, the left fielder. 2 balls and a strike to her. She'll be followed by A.J. French. I meant to mention the flex player for Trinity Lions is Briley Kraft. She's in right field. And that's a thing that you have. She can play right field. You can still have the designated player who is M.J. Abernathy. But to keep things straight, E.K. Murdoch, the left fielder, up at the plate right now. She hits right-handed, as you can see. 2-2 the count. Wanted to go for that one and held up, so it runs it full at 3-2. And again, we will appraise you of the wind situation. It is really blowing hard from right to left field. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Just missing, and that'll put a runner at first for Trinity.
Yeah, it was a really close pitch there, and Sachi got walked. Not a great start to the inning, but she'll be able to bounce back right here.
Right. And Emma Blankenship in right field for us is our flex player. Top of the order coming back up there in the third. Laura Kirkpatrick, the pitcher, who struck out her first time up, is there. And are they going to put a pinch runner in there? That is 17 for them, and we'll check that.
That is Elena Perry, number 17.
Elena Perry, she's a
sophomore.
10th grader, yeah. Graduation coming up in about a month and a half for probably both schools.
Yeah, it couldn't come quick enough, let me tell you.
Oh, now you've enjoyed your years here, and I know that.
Yeah, I'm not really messing, but.
Kirkpatrick takes the first pitch for a strike. He's had a great, outstanding career. He and Forrest, you're a senior also this year, aren't you? And I can't see behind me because I having to lean over. Who's our distinguished guest?
Oh, it's our best man, the speedster, Danielle Brooks.
Danielle Brooks, the man faster than a speeding bullet. Ball high, so it's 1-1. Now, if you want to have a guy on a track team or something, Danielle, where are you going? And you're going to play any? Y'all can't hear him, but we need to get an answer out of him. Where is he going to play sports? I know he's not going to just go be the women's pet and the men's regret at some college. He says he's not going to play, and he's got speed to burn. This guy could loan me some speed and still outrun people. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs in the inning. A runner at first for TCA. Second baseman way up. Normally you play a couple of steps further back in ladies softball. Fouled off. And this is actually, I jumped ahead of myself. This is A.J. French, the second baseman batting. She hits number 9. Kirkpatrick's on deck, the pitcher. So A.J. French is your hitter. Teach me to read DAC stats instead of. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The runner's at first. There's no out. Jackson Christian would love to have the double play, Will.
Yeah, double play would be perfect right here. They got the right depth for it, so we'd like to see it happen, but gotta put it in play. Hopefully, we'll see a strikeout too. That'd be nice.
Here's the pitch. Fouled off again, and Will praised you perfectly. The second baseman has moved back to double play depth. Remember, she was up early in the count. Holding at 2 balls, 2 strikes with no out. Everybody in the outfield pretty well straight away. The biggest gap is in left center. Richardson has her pitch, comes to the plate with it. And that's a strikeout for the first out. That means we'll go back to the top of the order now. Laura Kirkpatrick, who struck out her first time, is up there. Will, it's 190 to left field, 185 to right field, and 205 to dead center. That's a little bit bigger than some Little League fields.
Just a tad bit in some spots.
Here's the pitch. That one he said ball. Sometimes you can hear this on the parabolic mic. It's a great thing to have. Makes the game more fun. There's a couple of times you see the runner's stance, a little different than in baseball. They have to be on base, fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on. We're in the top of the third with Jackson Christian leading 2-0. You can see on the scoreboard that Worthy Road Studios has up there, and we are in the top of the third. Richardson's pitch just missing outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. She really wants to come in with this one. Let's see what they call. She checks her armband, and again, the pitches are listed on her armband. Hit out in the outfield. Going back is Dean. She got it. And Dean, I know that's at least 3 chances she has handled out there and did a great job, Will.
Yeah, she ran right into the fence, put it all out there. I know it had to hurt a little bit running into the fence like that, but she did a great job holding on to it. So good out right there. Puts us 2 outs with the force at first and second base.
Absolutely. Will tells you like it is. It's kind of one of those deals. If Will tells you something, he told you that the sun was purple polka dot, you probably should believe it. 2 outs here in the bottom or the top of the third. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Shortstop takes charge and gets it. Turner ends the inning with that catch. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one person left on base at the end of 2 1/2 innings of play. Jackson Christian leads 2-0 on the Jackson Christian Sports Network.
The reason I chose Freed Hardeman was I came for orientation and I felt welcomed and loved, and I've toured many nursing programs, and this was different. This one was something different to me, and it's been amazing, and I really enjoyed it, and it's something I'll always remember, and this is family to me. I also chose Freed Hardeman because of the 100% pass rate at Dixon. They've had a 100% pass rate for the last 3 years, and that finalized my decision to come to Freed Hardeman.
And back for the bottom of the third. Jackson Christian will send to the plate McKinley Arnold, the catcher, Laney Millsaps, the third baseman, and Maggie Richardson, the pitcher. So the heart of the order, Will.
Yeah, it is the heart of the order. McKinley's done a great job this year. Every time I look at the stats for the game, she's always on there, being the biggest hitter of the night. So that's hopefully going to see another big hit out of her like we did in the first inning. On the first pitch, too, she smacked one into right field in the first inning. So
she sure did. Had a single and scored any. What year is McKinley in school?
I believe she's a freshman. I hope I'm not wrong about that, but
we're going to chalk that down. I have some of the young people roster. We're going to get more stats for the next game. It took a lot of time, and Paul Schultze put a lot of work in to get this. We've got more softball. We've got at least 2 more, if not 3 more softball games to do this year. The pitch fouled off down the line. Let's see if it goes out of play, and it looks like it did. So we'll do it again. And McKinley Arnold, the catcher, who does such a great job behind the plate, she also is a very aggressive hitter. Hits third in our lineup. The cleanup person, Laney Millsaps, the third baseman, will be up next. Over in the dugout waiting to hit after Millsaps will be Maggie Richardson, the pitcher. And you saw the pitch there for the second strike. No balls, 2 strikes, definitely a pitcher's count. What do you think, rise ball, or does she come after with a straight fastball?
I'd probably say rise ball in 2. Ooh.
Wow. You see the umpire look down like that, it means a ball. They don't always indicate. You know, baseball umpires will still flip the left hand out there a little bit. 1-2. Pitch on the way, and that evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Kirkpatrick, I have her at 49 pitches. And we'll use my unofficial count today,
yeah,
right?
Your count will be the one today.
Okay. Here's the pitch. And looks like 3 balls, 2 strikes. The drama Bills. No outs. First hitter of the inning up there. McKinley Arnold. Here's the pitch to her on the way. Popped up foul. Just don't get the black Nissan out there in the parking lot.
It hit somebody's.
Or was it a black Nissan?
I can't tell from here.
Oh.
It was a slight roll. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, mine's with the back to it, so if it breaks out a window, it's the back part of it. And the pitch is high, and the first hitter, McKinley Arnold, on. Now, with her on, I've got to ask the magic question I don't know. Is she Kendra Dillon?
I don't believe so, no. Okay. She is not. She is not Kendra Dillon. That'd be quite the duo.
That
Dillon
would
and
be.
McKinley.
53 pitches so far for Kirkpatrick. Low for a ball. Now, Forrest, that didn't get your car by any chance, did it?
I hope not.
I hope it didn't get mine. Fouled off 1-1 with a runner at first. That runner, Arnold, got on with a walk. And I believe you said that these were, I know in another poll, they're 3 and 4 for our area, but Jackson Sun has them at that also.
Yes, okay. I believe so. The Jackson Sun has them at 3 and 4.
Both these teams drawing some state attention, too. 1 ball, 2 strike count. tough district to come out of because I know Tipton-Rosemark usually has outstanding pitching. Pitch on the way, hit the right field. Will it get down fair or not? It does get down fair. So we'll have runners at first and second. And that's one of those where Arnold really didn't know whether to take off or not, but she advances safely. Millsap's now 1 for 1 as she walked back at first. Maggie Richardson, who walked in that big first inning where we got 2 runs. We're in the bottom of the third looking for more because 2's never safe as we won a game 6-5 the other night.
Yeah, 2 is never safe. At any moment, anyone can really go off. Like
Richardson, the freshman up there, going against the senior. And that one a strike. Goes Rob's guy. He's got his number sheet in his hand, too. That's good because there's a lot of numbers to remember, both offensively and defensively.
Mm-hmm.
The 0-1 pitch ready to come. They take a little off of its ground ball.
Ooh.
That one gets through. Now, I don't know how the official score will score it, but we do know that 1 run gets to the plate. I'm going to temporarily score that an error.
Yeah, in my opinion, that would be an error as well. Just kind of slipped through her hand at the end right there.
Yep.
Nice for us. They're going to have a little infield meeting.
Yeah, a little powwow here.
Get it all sorted out.
And let's see if there's any changes at all. New softball will be coming in. And they are making some changes, or something's changing. Maybe it's just glasses. And there is a pretty good sun field. We remember in baseball the other night, a sun field double. Well, this was at Freed Hardeman. And Freed's field's angle is about the same as this one. It cost Freed Hardeman a ball game, a sun field double did.
The one thing I don't like about this field is the location of the parking lot behind it. My car has been hit once in the time I've been here, and it was not great. I did not enjoy. I was parked at football practice, and they were having batting practice, BP.
Well, that's right. Somebody hits a home run in football field parking. The buses have the safest parking lot. They're further up the hill here in the other parking lot. Now let's check and make sure we've still got everything. At third base is Arnold. At second base, Millsaps. And then, of course, Arnold came in, and we'll get it, make sure I get everything's right. Arnold did score. Now we've got runners at second and first. No outs in the inning. And here comes the coach. Let's see what changes have been made. We're going to talk about something. I'm wondering if they're asking if the ball hit the runner by some chance or if there could have been interference. And I believe he's saying that I did notice if the ball hit it because you could see the change of the spin and stuff.
I watched it from here. It definitely did not hit her, so I don't know. I don't know what the argument is about, but I could say without a doubt I watched it from here, and it was not that at least.
And I'm glad to see the second umpire come out, and they're going to talk it all over, and everybody right now handling it in Shakespearean manner. What doth you say to the umpire? Nay, we do not argue.
We do not.
No, you don't want to hear me do Shakespeare, people.
I can't do any more Shakespeare after English class.
Which Shakespearean things did y'all do? Julius Caesar for one?
We did Julius Caesar, Hamlet, just about all of it, really. I think we've read about 4 or 5 of them.
Did you ever get to say et tu, Brute?
We did. We did get to say that. That was we did a whole play on Julius Caesar. So
let's see. Now it is in Hamlet where he talks to the skull, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. And the reason we're taking a little time is right now there's a discussion going on. The score right now says 3-0. I believe the umpire's not going to change his mind. We've handed out some sunglasses to some of the players because, again, for both left fielders, it's going to be extremely tough. You are playing in a sun field. And the baseball field not laid out that way, not quite as tough in the outfield.
Yeah, it's a lot more friendly to the fielders in baseball. game.
And here, the third baseman and shortstop can also have a tough time with the sun. The shadows will eventually lengthen. You can already see some shadows at home plate. The first base dugout will cast some shadows. I don't think anything's going to change. We're still going to have runners at first and second, which will be Millsaps and Richardson. Arnold will have scored. And coming to the plate will be Sydney Julian, who walked her first time up. Julian, good hitter, has a balanced stance right in the middle of the batter's box, Will.
Yeah, she does, right in the middle. You see a little bit of everything in softball, wide. Ooh. See a little bit of everything in softball with the wide stance and the balanced stance, so it's interesting. It's interesting to see how each player does it.
Absolutely right. One strike to count. Shortstop covering. They've got a version of the wheel play on in case she's bunting. She fouled this one off. Will the catcher get it? And does. So 1 out in the inning now. That one on a foul to the catcher. Murdoch making that catch, Maria Murdoch. And that one, like I said, foul territory. 1 out in the inning brings up Carly Holt. She's 0 for 1 in the contest, left-handed hitter at the front of the box. Here's the pitch, fouled off to the left side. You know, even though she has a powerful swing, Will, she has a nice smooth swing too.
Yeah, she really does a great job. Great hitting mechanics with Carly, and she'll really show it from time to time how far she can really smack a ball.
And remember, with the ball just being thrown 1-1, this young lady is an 8th grader playing varsity competition. And here's the pitch. High for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Laura Kirkpatrick, the senior, on the mound against the 8th grader. Swinging, strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. If we had 2 outs and 2 runners on, we could say deuce is wild. But without the 2 outs, you can't say that.
Yeah, we're missing an out.
Here's the pitch. Rolls on the ground a little bit, and that's when you hit down there, and the release point allows it to do that. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, so the runners won't be running with the pitch. They'll be in controlled situation. And a strikeout for Kirkpatrick. 2 outs in the inning, and now the runners will be running on any hit ball.
Number 12, Ava Jones.
I believe 3 strikeouts for Kirkpatrick in the game. Ava Jones, the second baseman, who lined to the second baseman her first time up. The pitch again, tries second. She's going to get a base hit out of this one. 1 run will score. And all the way from second base, Lainey Millsaps comes in, and an RBI single for Jones.
Yeah, just like the first hit on that one, and she was able to get it in play this time. So great hit by Ava. Makes it 4-0.
And, of course, they cut the runner off from advancing to third, but Will told you, proper score, 4-0 right here. And coming towards the plate, but a ball. You know, Kirkpatrick's got pretty good speed on her pitches and has several pitches she can throw. Works quickly. And it's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. There are 2 outs, 2 runners on. And the pitch is a strike. 1-2. So runners are ready to go because if we're swinging at it, this is Kendall Turner, the shortstop. She's 0 for 1 in the game. Takes a pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. It is Deuces Wild.
Deuces Wild.
Ron Potesta, the former broadcaster for the Jackson, the Generals, would love it. Fouled off. Stay away from the black car. That one stays inside the second foul fence. I see the back of my car, and I think I'm all right. Forrest just wanted to worry me a minute ago. Here's one foul, man, just by inches, Will.
Just by inches. Then we would have been running forever on that one. That would have been a probably 2-run score in my opinion. He went all the way to the back fence. So.
We could have handed a baton out and played track meet and had a relay then.
It could have been a big trap meet right there, but just inches away from being fair right there. So foul ball, we'll come back to it.
Count holding at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kirkpatrick on the way to the plate. Popped up. Will it stay in fair territory? Or in foul territory? Yes. 3rd out registered on another foul out. Catcher's been busy in his half, but 2 big runs. Comes in on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 people left on base. The score at the end of 3 innings of play. Jackson Christian 4, TCA nothing. Take a timeout on the Jackson Christian Sports Network. And we are back here, Will. Excellent action so far. Jackson Christian up 4-0 going into the top of the 4th.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far. We've been really hot on the bats. Did a lot of great job hitting 4-0. Left some runners on base, but it is what it is at times. And we've done a great job defensively. Hadn't let them really get in much scoring position. So going to hopefully keep it up right here.
And after this inning, you'll be in for a treat. The play-by-play man will be Will Cisco. Who knows, we may even put Danier over here, make him talk a little softball.
Yeah, that's a strong suit, let me tell you.
Now, Danier, are you going to run the 100 this year for the track team? He is running the 100 this year.
He is.
Folks, come out and see this young man run.
He's a speedster.
He is almost so quick that he can turn the lights out, be in bed, and pull the cover up before the lights go out.
I don't know if he's that fast. Don't hype him up that much, Coach Joe.
Actually, there was a guy in baseball, African-American baseball player by the name of Cool Papa Bell at one time. That's how quick they said he was. And if he was quicker, I didn't get to see him play. I'm not that old, but he played back when the leagues were still separated, along with the great catcher Gibson, and even Don Newcomb that pitched for the Dodgers split his time between the 2 leagues. And Henry Aaron got his start as a teenager that way. And I believe April 8th is Henry Aaron's day that he hit his 715th home run. 1 ball the count. The hitter is Lily Kramer, the 3rd baseman. That one a little inside and low for 2 balls, no strikes. Kramer leading off. She flied to center her first time up. She'll be followed by Maria Murdoch, who has the only hit for. And here's one off the pitcher's glove. Can they get there in time? And they say no. They'll hold it, and that's a real single right there. And somebody said, what do you mean by a real single? There are people that would want to score that error. No way that's an error.
Yeah, just took a tough one off the glove. It was a hard one to feel. Could have been worse if she would have let it go. So good job stopping it right there.
Well, you know, the hole is so wide. If you're really the 5th infielder at pitching, because look at the distance between short and second. Probably your shortstop would be the only one to have a chance of getting there. With no outs and a runner at first now, and hitting a line drive. Will they go to first with it? And the umpire says safe. Maria Murdoch hit another scorching liner. This one for an out, though. 1 out in the inning, Will, and a runner at first on that single. Hannah Yarber up. She's 0 for 1. Parabolic Mike picking up some of the crowd down there. And the coaches. 1 out. Here's Richardson's pitch. A little high. Maggie Richardson, the freshman pitcher, dueling the senior, Laura Kirkpatrick. I'll get it straight. On deck, Kylie Crawford, the first baseman. 2 balls, no strikes, a runner at first with 1 out. Jackson Christian at double play depth, straight away in the outfield. Richardson toes the pitching rubber, comes to the plate, and you saw the cut for strike.
Go 2-2, square it up.
And remember, it's not called a pitching mound, baseball folks. That is the circles. And a little extra commentary. Fouled off, makes the count 2-2.
No deuces wild yet.
Not yet, but interesting. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at first. Richardson addresses the plate, comes to it. It'll be 3-2. A little encouragement from her fellow players.
Big pitch right here, real loud.
Second baseman Jones says something nice to her. There we go, foul tipped. We'll do it again, 3-2 with that runner on first. Checking the armband for which pitch has been called. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Hit, will it be, and caught by the first baseman?
I believe so. I think she caught it.
Yeah. And we again are blocked from the first by the first base dugout, and we are totally dependent. And he got him. That brings up Kylie Crawford, the first baseman, wears number 8. 2 outs in the inning, and now we're going to have a little conference.
So I couldn't see what happened from here. Are they going to think it's a double play?
I don't know. I think they would have already made movement. Let's see what they.
Yep, they are going to call it a double play.
They are calling a double play, so that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, or 1 hit, no errors, 1 person left on base. And at the end of 3 1/2 innings of play, Jackson Christian 4, TCA nothing. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th after this on the Jackson Christian Sports Network.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman is because I'm a mother of 2, and I live here locally here in Dixon, and 2 years ago I decided that I wanted to be a nurse. So Freed-Hardeman had just opened up, and I was ready for the opportunity and jumped on it, and I knew I needed to stay home, still be a mom, and yet I wanted to pursue my dream as being a nurse.
The reason why I pursued my BSN in nursing is because I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to take back, I wanted to give care to all the patients that I had taken care of previously in the past. I wanted to gain more experience and education. Freed-Hardeman is local here in Dixon, Tennessee. I noticed that they had a 100% pass rate for the past 3 years, and I knew that Freed-Hardeman would be a great fit for me.
We are back here for the bottom of the 4th. Jackson Christian School will come back with the top of their order. Audrey Dean will lead off, followed by Trinity Brooks and McKinley Arnold.
Jackson Christian, number 17, Audrey Dean.
Looks like Laura Kirkpatrick is still on the mound. Softball pitchers, it's an easy motion. It is the natural motion, so you can throw a lot of pitches. We'll give you her pitch count in just a moment. Dean 1 for 2, fouls this one off. Taking where I keep my stats, there it's kept electronically, so taking a second to update. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Be 1 ball, 1 strike. And a swinging strike 2, so 1-2.
Have some fun.
Kind of down in the count right now, but she's going to be able to fight out of it.
Yep. Just got to keep that head in there and see the ball hit the bat. The 1-2 pitch hit on the ground to the shortstop. Shortstop to first. That was Yarber to Crawford. And that's the first out. Dean now 1 for 3. 6-3. The Trinity Brooks, who officially is 0 for 1 at the plate. She had a sacrifice bunt back in the first. Hitting left-handed. She is a slap hitter and a slap bunter. Here's the pitch as she walks up, and you see them start walking up. No, didn't offer at it, so it's ball one. One of our most faithful listeners and watchers for Jackson Christian action are Mo Grimes watching the game in Mount Pleasant, Tennessee. 2 balls, no strikes. Say welcome to all the parents. And the reason I know Mo is he has my phone number and he can text. This one popped up. Pitcher takes charge for the second out of the inning. And that brings up McKinley Arnold. She has scored twice in this game. She's officially 1 for 1 as she walked back in the 3rd inning, singled in the 1st, scored twice as we told you. Laney Millsap's on deck. 2 big outs for TCA in the inning, and that one you do a little hop, skip, and jump. Arnold says, I'm ready now.
Oh, yeah, she is ready. She's got a little dance to dodge that one right there, but just got around it.
Has a nice white hairband coming out the back of her helmet. And she tattooed one, but right at the hot corner, 3rd baseman Kramer gets it. That's the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base at the end of 4. Jackson Christian leads 4-0 on the Jackson Christian Sports Network. Treat coming up in the top of the 5th.
And we are back here at Jackson Christian now in the top of the 5th inning, score 4-0. I'm your play-by-play man for this inning, the best in the nation, I'd say, Will Cisco. I'm going to be doing it with my new color man, Coach Joe. We're going to be doing this one right here. We still have Maggie pitching for this one, and we're going to be leading off here with Kylie Crawford, the first baseman. She's 0 for 1 to start this game, so we're going to see how this one goes. But good game so far, 4-0 like I said earlier. Jackson Christian with the lead.
Jackson Christian can spring out at any time, but Maggie Richardson, at 4 freshman, has done an excellent job, and she gets better each year. I remember when she started, and she was a pretty good pitcher back in the 8th grade.
Yeah, she really was. She's done a great job so far. So we're going to start it off here. Await the pitch from Maggie. The pitch, a little bit high, but strike 1 on the swing. Kylie Crawford swings for a high one.
Now, from the angle we got, I'm going to say that may have been a rise ball, but it came up high in the strike zone.
I'd agree. It definitely was a rise ball right there. Second pitch on the way, a little bit high. Count 1-1. A little bit,
and a baseball, yeah. Well, the baseball guys had to get in on the action since they weren't being covered. I believe they're just practicing today.
No, that's a middle school baseball game. I believe they're playing.
A middle school game.
Yeah, I believe they're playing Dyersburg, if I'm not mistaken. But
okay, well, we helped them out. The girls, very nice. They fielded the ball and threw it out.
Pitch, strike 2, right on the outside corner right there. Great pitch by Maggie. Gonna bring the count to 1-2. No out so far.
And I believe that's the coach that is for TCA that you're hearing.
Pop fly, shortstop. It's going to be in the air for a while, and an easy out right there, fly out. Going to bring the first out of the inning. High fives all around.
Absolutely. Great job. We've handled most of them, and the wind is blowing. Both teams have done a pretty good job with balls that are in the air.
Hasn't affected us yet, but it is gonna pick up a little bit, I think. So.
And remember, third, short, and left field playing with an extreme sun field, 68 degrees while we're playing. Low tonight's supposed to be 54.
Strike one right there for Maggie. Up to bat is Emma Murdoch, the left fielder. 0-1 count, 1 out. That pitch right there, a little bit high, a little bit of off-speed pitch. Gonna make it 1-1. That pitch swing and a miss right down the middle, fastball.
65th pitch for Maggie Richardson.
Yeah, she's done a great job picking through these 5 innings so far. 1-2 count right here, 1 out.
It's only about 13 pitches an inning.
And that's going to be strike 3, giving her her 6th strikeout of the night.
Wow, impressive performance by the freshman. Really good job by Kirkpatrick for TCA. We just happened to, she had a little wild streak, and then we had a good hit, and she walked one in.
I have to correct myself. That last batter was MJ Abernathy. This is Emma Murdoch batting right now.
Okay, Murdoch up there. Officially, she's 0 for 1 is what I've got.
Yeah,
or actually,
no,
0 for 0.
Yeah, 0 for 0. She walked in the 3rd inning. Count now 0-2 with that strike. So we're gonna have 0-2 count with 2 outs right here.
Don't call him even though the ball.
Awaiting the pitch. Gonna look down at the wristband. The pitch, a little bit outside, I think.
Yeah, you
So
saw
the
the umpire
1-2.
kind of turn away from it, and I may have to retract whoever's hollering. Most coaches won't say that even though it's a ball when the umpire.
Yeah, I don't
That's
believe
his
it is
strike
because-
zone. Good old protective play.
Nice little tip off right there. Going to keep battling. It's going to be 1-2 still with 2 outs. A little bit close on the outside, so she did a great job protecting right there. Maggie on the pitch. Strike 3 swing. That's going to end this half of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. And we are going to come back with the bottom of the 5th inning right after this.
The reason I chose Freed Hardman is because I'm a mother of 2, and I live here locally here in Dixon, and 2 years ago I decided that I wanted to be a nurse. So Freed Hardman had just opened up, and I was ready for the opportunity and jumped on it, and I knew I needed to stay home, still be a mom, and yet I wanted to pursue my dream as being a nurse.
The reason why I pursued my BSN in nursing is because I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to take back, I wanted to give care to all the patients that I had taken care of previously in the past. I wanted to gain more experience and education. Freed Hardman is local here in Dixon, Tennessee. I noticed that they had a 100% pass rate for the past 3 years, and I knew that Freed Hardman would be a great fit for me.
And we are back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Up to bat for the Eagles will be Lainey Millsaps. And we're going to have our first pitch, and that is going to be inside ball 1. So 1-0 the count to start this inning. Still 4-0 Eagles with the lead.
I've got Millsaps 2 hits and 2 plate appearances.
Yeah, she's done a great job tonight so far. Second pitch on the way. Going to foul it off right there, make it 1-1. Good little inside pitch right there. She definitely liked it.
Stay low and
She did. I believe that's the 87th pitch when it changes here for us, and it is. That's Kirkpatrick's 87th pitch.
Pitch on the way. Going to have an inside strike right there. Hit the bottom left corner right at her, so it's going to be a 1-2 count here. She's going to be a little bit behind, definitely a pitcher's count.
Get some speed out of it.
Pitch on the way. That's going to be outside with a 2-2 count now, so evens it up right there.
These young hitters are much more disciplined than I would have ever been. I was a free swinger anyway.
Inside, going to make it 3-2, so full count right here. Been very, very patient so far. Was 1-2 in the count. Made her way back to 3-2 now, so big pitch here.
We've been doing that all day.
And big hit, going to be a fly ball into left field, and it's going to just get over the left fielder. Lainey's going to make it to second base, going to round, and she's going 3. And she's going to get down, and that's going to be a triple for Lainey Millsaps.
Okay, I'm going to check on something, Will, because right now that will be interesting to see how they score that one.
Should be an error.
They're probably going to score
Probably
that.
going to be an error if I
Error.
had to guess.
And we'll check against her previous at-bats. They've given her a hit on that one.
So up the bat for the Eagles, the pitcher, Maggie Richardson. First pitch going to be a little bit high and inside for ball 1. She has been on base twice tonight, hasn't scored. Ending into while she was on second both times. Next pitch, going to be a low strike right there, right on the bottom left, low inside strike. Great pitch. So we got a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, high ball right there. So we're going to be 2-1. The count. Runner on third. 4-0 your score. Eagles ahead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Another inside pitch, going to make it 3-1. Good batters count right here.
Really is outfield, shading her to right field by about a step and a half. Center fielder may be about 2 off.
And that's going to be ball 4. So we're going to have a runner at first and third with no outs. Up to bat, the designated player, Sydney Julian.
Julian walked back in the first. She did not score, fouled out in the third. Okay, are you putting the play on? You're going to force them to throw to second or see how they play it?
We are going to see. We see a little meeting right here with Coach Phillips and Sydney. So they definitely got something planned out right here. So we're going to see what happens. But
you could even have a bunt right here. But first and third, a stealing situation. Several ways that TCA could play it. They could throw through. They could throw back hard to the pitcher. They could fake the throw to second, throw down to third, and they could have catcher's indifference.
We are going to have some bunt coverage. It looks like third baseman coming up very, very close here. So that's going to be a nice strike right there, right on the outside corner, and it's going to be 0-1.
First and third, red 22.
So the first baseman can stay. TCA's second baseman was coming in then. And they bring the shortstop up to cut the run off.
Ball on the ground right there. We're going to have a steal.
And they had the play on where you throw through, but it's to an infielder that's come up hoping the runner on third would take off.
Yep. So we got runners on second and third now. 1-1 is the count. And that pitch is going to be a strike right down the middle, a little bit low, but going to make the count 1-2.
No outs in the inning, Will.
Not yet. Been a good inning for us. Both runners in scoring position. Going to fight right there and get a little foul ball. So count's going to stay 1-2.
When you're a catcher and that happens, you appreciate that catching equipment.
Yes, you really do. Here comes the pitch. Going to be a little bit outside right there. 2-2 is the count.
Somebody make play.
Runners on second and third.
Make a play right here, dude. Make a play.
And that is going to be strike 3, first out of the inning. First strikeout of the night for Sydney Julian.
Now batting number 21, Carly Holt.
5th strikeout of the night for the pitcher, which is Laura Kirkpatrick. Up to bat, number 21, Carly Holt. High ball right there. We're going to have a steal to home. She's going to get down, and that's going to be safe at the plate, which is going to make it 5-0.
Bang, bang play, but I think she got her foot under. The pitcher was trying to block it. Runner on first advances all the way to third, Will.
Yeah, she gets all the way around. So Maggie Richardson is going to be on third base and in scoring position for us, and Carly's going to be up to bat with a 1-0 count. So she's going to be able to find the pitch she wants and see if she can get another run in.
That extra run important.
Strike one. She took a big chop at that one, but wasn't able to make contact. So we're going to have a 1-1 count here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Great shot from center field.
High ball right there. That's going to be strike 2. Carly takes a big swing at it, so it's going to be a 1-2 count. Pitch comes low. Going to be 2-2.
Carly would like to get on and put TCA back in that first and third position.
Yeah, Carly was trying to call time right there, but she just went ahead and pitched. Didn't get the time. Got to be aware right there. And that's going to be strike 3 on the swing. Going to be the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 12, Ava Jones.
Up to bat for the Eagles, the senior, Ava Jones.
Yeah, she had that big single to right center field the last time up.
First pick, a strike. Going to be 0-1 count to start this one. 2 outs, runner on third. Don't want to leave a runner on base again. Second pitch. Fly ball, gonna maybe get, no it doesn't. It's gonna be caught by the right fielder. Almost got down. I thought about it for a second, but that's gonna be the end of the 5th inning. So after 5, the score 5-0. Your Lady Eagles ahead, and that will be the end of that. And we will be back at the top of the 6th.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman is because I'm a mother of 2, and I live here locally here in Dixon, and 2 years ago I decided that I wanted to be a nurse. So Freed-Hardeman had just opened up, and I was ready for the opportunity and jumped on it, and I knew I needed to stay home, still be a mom, and yet I wanted to pursue my dream as being a nurse.
And we are back for the top of the 6th. Women's softball flies, Will.
It really does. A lot better than a baseball game, I'll tell you that. It's much, much shorter.
You've got a lot of friends up there on the hill and stuff now.
Oh, yeah. No, I ain't worried about that. That doubleheader we did was about 5.5, 6 hours. I was tired after that one.
Oh, we did a game at Freed-Hardeman that started at 1, and Paul and the crew and I left at 9 o'clock.
No, I can't do it. Can't do it. could not do it.
You know, they play 9. At least one of the games of a doubleheader in college will be 9. If it's a single game, it's always 9 innings unless the 10-run rule comes into effect, and it doesn't hit until the 7th inning. But we're playing softball. TCA with their turn. A.J. French, the second baseman up there, wears 12. Gets a base hit up the middle. Dean will retrieve it and throw it back in. So that's the way TCA starts the top of the 6th with a single right up the middle. I mean, that couldn't have split it any better. And now the top of their order, and this is the make good inning because you've got Kirkpatrick, Miller, and Kramer to come up to the plate, and you've got to make some runs here. You've got 2 innings left to tie or take the lead. And a swinging strike by number 18, Laura Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, Lions in a good position right here. If they want to have any chance to make a good comeback in this game, they need to do something right here with the top of their lineup up and a runner on first.
The 0-1 pitch on the way. It's ball 1-1 with that runner at first after the hit by A.J. French, the second baseman. Pitch on the way. Umpire steps out to the side. Means 2 balls, 1 strike. Still like the old mechanics better, though. And the umpires are doing a good job. It's just that the NAI, National Federation, swinging strike 2, have changed the mechanics over the last couple of years and trying to get everybody uniform and doing the thing the same way. The 2-2 pitch on the way, popped up. Will it stay in play? Catcher comes over and watches it fall out of play. We used to have an umpire called Reverend Fred Voigtman. He was a preacher, and when he would come up to the plate, if you slid in, he'd take his index finger and go like this. It would bounce and say, "You're a dead duck," is how he would call you out at home plate.
What? I like that.
And there was another umpire with a unique name for baseball, Willie Ed Ball. We'll tell you about him a little later. Here's a pitch high, so it runs it to 3-2. There are no outs in the inning and a runner at first. We're playing straight away, infield at double play depth. Fighting with the sun a little bit. Now we've got a call on because everybody's checking their wristband. Now the hitter calls timeout. Maggie stays towed up to the rubber. She can legally step back and there won't be any problem. And walk. This is the first time she's really been in any kind of serious trouble.
Yeah, this is the first time in this game that she's even had someone on second base, I believe. So it's been an interesting game for her. So she's done a great job so far, and hopefully she can dig herself out of this one. But no outs. It's a little tough situation so far.
Has thrown strikes, and we'll watch for velocity changes and things like that. That one fouled off a strike, and I believe she's got 80 pitches thrown now. It's still showing 79, but and that one hasn't been added to the total yet. Oh, 1 pitch on the way to the plate. A bunt attempt goes off foul. Third baseman was all over it. Could have handed out cards with her phone number on it and identified herself. Great job there. Hustling is Millsaps. 5-0 to score. Jackson Christian with the lead. Runners at first and second. Here's the 2-strike pitch. And that's okay. I wasn't going to jump it. Go ahead, Will.
Strike 3. She's out of here.
That's what the guy said. You did it good. I tell you what, you sound just like the umpire. So we've got 1 out in the inning, and I will double-check it against your excellent stats. I have 8 strikeouts for Maggie Richardson.
I have 8 as well. That's going to be 8 on the night for her.
That one got away a little high. Late release point of the pitch, or at least it looked that way. May have been trying to throw a rise ball. The hitter, we'll check it out. It should be Lily Kramer. Kramer is 1 for 2 in this contest. She hits third in their rotation to start the game. Pitch high. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. TCA threatening some action. Maria Murdoch, the catcher, in the dugout, or actually on deck. And the pitch runs it to 3-1. Starting to get behind a little bit. And the pitch count at about 86 pitches. Exactly 86, so mine was right. And ball 4. The sacks are jammed now.
Yeah, she's in a little bit of a spot here. Still 1 out, so she needs to get a nice little strikeout here. And we're going to have a meeting between Coach Holly and Maggie.
And, of course, Coach has done such a great job with this team, comes out. And I think just about every year there has been not just improvement, but significant improvement.
Most definitely. It's been a lot better team over the years. So,
Coach Jennifer Wheeler, if you haven't met her, you need to. Very articulate young lady. knowledgeable in the game. Of course, she's helped by a pretty good guy too, Rob Phillips. Coach Kraft, Robert Kraft, who's won 4 state titles, the opposing coach for TCA. Okay, Richardson got to throw strikes here. There's 1 out. We can get 2. And it's high. Gets away. 1 runner will try to score, and they may have gotten her. Did they call her safe?
They called her safe.
Called
it was
her safe.
really, really close right there, but I think she just got her foot under it. Great throw by the catcher right there. Didn't even look. Just threw it behind her back, and it was very close.
And that was a good slide by French. Did you notice which leg that she had? The furthest leg went first away from the tag, and that helped a whole lot. The hitter is number 1, Maria Murdoch, who singled solidly her first time up and lined out the second time up. She's a very good hitter and has a 2-ball strike count. Seems to hit to left field quite a bit. Outfield is straight away in center and left, but slightly towards the line and right. Infield's at double play depth. It's 5-1. That's the reason that run was so important that last inning. 2 balls, 1 strike now, the count, with 1 out. Runners at second and third. First base is open, but you don't want to put any more runners on. Hannah Yarber, the shortstop, on deck. Maggie Richardson ready with the 2-1 pitch. Takes a little off of it. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The good hitting catcher, Maria Murdoch, the cleanup person. 3-1 pitch on the way. Walked her. So that loads the bases back up. And brings up a very good hitter in Hannah Yarber. She may be 0 for 2 today, but she lined out her last time up there. She's a very capable hitter. We're in the top of the 6th. Remember, it's 190 down the left field line, 185 to right field. Ball 1. And right now, Richardson seems to be tiring, falling behind in the count a little bit. And she was throwing strikes, getting ahead of the hitters in the early innings and last innings when started kind of the count tilting a little bit. Swinging, strike 1. Of course, as she comes to the plate and lets go, the runners can come off that base, and if you'll observe their stance, not a base running stance like you have in baseball.
Yeah, a little bit not like it, and we're going to.
That one kind of bounced up there, 2-1, and that gives the advantage back to the hitter. And the pitch on the way. 2-2.
Yeah, Maggie's struggling a little bit in this inning, and she needs to get this one right here to get it to 2 outs, 2-2 strike, 2-2 count. So she's ahead. This would be a great strikeout for her right here.
Absolutely. You hear the chatter on the field. The pitch swung on, fouled off. We'll do it again. Comes off the screen. See some of our wonderful crowd back there. Of course, great picture from center field by Worthy Road Studios. You can only get this kind of work from Paul Schultz in this area for games. Line drive. Did they get her? Double play.
Yes.
The pitcher's friend.
That was a great play right there by the third baseman.
Third baseman.
Laney Millsap, she did a great job right there on the tag and the
She
line
really
drive.
did.
So that's gonna get us out of the bad situation we were in, and 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th.
Absolutely. We're going to take a timeout and going into the bottom of the 6th with Jackson Christian leading 5-1 over TCA on the Jackson Christian Sports Network on Worthy Road Studios.
The reason why I pursued my BSN in nursing is because I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to take back, I wanted to give care to all the patients that I had taken care of previously in the past. I wanted to gain more experience and education. Freed-Hardeman is local here in Dixon, Tennessee. I noticed that they had a 100% pass rate for the past 3 years, and I knew that Freed-Hardeman would be a great fit for me.
And you come back with a great picture of one of the finest young coaches around, Jennifer Wheeler of Jackson Christian, giving instructions. And she's the head coach, Coach Phillips the assistant. He also does a pretty good job with football too.
He does. He's a great defensive coordinator, and he's first year in it last year. And he had to sit out the last game of the year with COVID, or not the last 2 games of the year with COVID. So that was a rough one for him. But it's been a good season for him. He's going to do a great job here. So does an amazing job with the softball team as well. And I believe we have another one, Blake Butler. He is the other assistant coach.
We've got some great people, and I know that Todd Lumley coaches all kinds of sports here.
Yeah, he does.
Coach Weems coaches some too. I believe he's got middle school football, doesn't he?
He does.
This should be Kendall Turner, the fine shortstop. She had a big hit,
She's 0 for 2.
0 for 2. I had to look back at my stat. Popped up, out of play. So 1 strike count. She'll be followed by Audrey Dean and Trinity Brooks in the bottom of the 6th. 4-run lead for the Eagles. They would like to put more on the board. Pitch had a little zip on it, but it's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Picture of Laura Kirkpatrick, the senior pitcher. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Hit on the ground to the shortstop. Up over to first. And the first out of the inning. 6-3 if you're keeping a scorebook. That was Yarborough to Crawford.
Up to bat for Jackson Christian, number 17, Audrey.
And that brings up Audrey Dean. She had a single back in the first. She's 1 for 3 in this contest. Has a run scored. She would like to get something started for the Lady Eagles. The pitch on the way. And that ball 1. And I'll tell Paul this. I just got a text from Mo, and he says he needs the scoreboard. Swinging strike 1. 1-1 the count.
I got an update on the soccer game down low. They were playing Trinity again in soccer, and we did actually lose 2-1. But I said it was a great soccer game down there.
Great soccer game. 2 balls, 1 strike here. The score down there. Trinity wins over Jackson Christian 2-1. But a great game. We did a 2-1 win. You got them to win the other day. Here's a ground ball hit to the third baseman. Kramer over to first. That's 5-3, scoring it in the book. Second out of the inning.
Next up for Jackson Christian, number 15.
And that brings up number 15, the left fielder, Trinity Brooks, who hits from the left side of the plate. She is 0 for 2 officially today. Had a great sacrifice bunt that helped get that run home in the first inning. She's walking up there, but they still call the strike. And when you see that, that tells you she's either going to slap hit or slap bunt. Gives them a running start to first. And she already has an advantage as a left-handed hitter. She's 1 full step closer to first. The hit, and that one, if it had been fair and gotten down, look how far she had already got.
She would have been around the bases real quick. Trinity's also very, very fast, and that was I couldn't tell how far it went, but it looked like it went pretty far.
It did. 0-2 the count, though. She's in the hole with 2 outs. Laura Kirkpatrick for TCA would like to end it here. And it's a ball low. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Trinity Brooks, the slap hitter up there. And we're not being ugly. That's what it's called, is being a slap hitter. So you see her walking up in the box, gets that little start. I bet Danielle and Forrest could do that too. They have good footwork.
I would definitely fall.
And the pitch on the way. And another ball. It runs it full. She's got a good eye. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch about to come from Kirkpatrick. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Popped up. Will the second baseman get there? Yes, and that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. At the end of 6 innings of play, Jackson Christian 5, Trinity 1. We'll be back on the Jackson Christian Sports Network for the top of the 7th.
reason I chose Freed Hardman is because I'm a mother of two, and I live here locally here in Dixon, and 2 years ago I decided that I wanted to be a nurse. So Freed Hardman had just opened up, and I was ready for the opportunity and jumped on it, and I knew I needed to stay home, still be a mom, and yet I wanted to pursue my dream as being a nurse.
And we are back, Will, for the top of the seventh. Maggie struggled a little bit, which is unusual for her in the last inning, but a big double play, line drive, and the tag out helped her out.
Yeah, she struggled a little bit in that sixth inning, but she's been pretty much perfect through the other five. So I expect it was just a fluke inning, had a little trouble, so I'm sure she'll be back into it now. But
normally throws a lot of strikes. We saw her get a little stretch there on the mound. Here's the pitch, and I was going to say that looked good to me. Mm-hmm. One strike to count. Of course, the umpire, you see the little thing hanging down from his mask, that helps you from getting hit in the Adam's apple. Swinging, strike two, fouled off. See part of our crowd down the line there. People all over. There's people on each side of both dugouts, people behind it. Great crowd here at Jackson Christian. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Teaser outside. Will, we got anything coming up? We've just had the consignment sale, but I know Jackson Christian always doing. We've got more baseball, and I believe the baseball team has to travel to Fayette Academy tomorrow.
Yes, I believe they do. They've had a busy week this week. They've had a lot of games.
So. Saw the umpire there, 2-2, yeah. But we've got more. There's soccer games to be played next week, and action. I believe we're going to be doing also that baseball game on the 3rd, which is probably senior day now.
Yes, I believe so. Next game I have for us for baseball should be TCA on the 12th.
That'll be Monday.
Mm-hmm. So that should be an interesting one. And then we'll be back at soccer the 15th at TRA, and then we won't be back here till the 22nd.
Okay, pitch fouled off, out of play. Of course, in between there, people wonder why there's such a gap. Freed Hardman has some games in there, too, that have to be done. They've got a big series with Cumberland coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend. They're at Lindsey Wilson this weekend. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Kind of a excuse me swing or trying to protect things, and fouled off. On deck is Kylie Crawford, the fine first baseman for TCA. Both teams, these are very nice young ladies. They all play hard. This one hit. Going foul, though. A long, noisy strike. Did stir the fans up a little bit.
Yeah, it stirred them up a little bit, but this was way foul. It was a great hit, good contact, but not in play.
Trinity Brooks kind enough to go retrieve it down in that corner. She's still got a little bit of sun on her in left field, and you can see her using the glove out there.
Yeah, she does not look like she's enjoying it.
But Crawford is in the box. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Kylie Crawford, the first baseman. And I said she was on deck. She was actually standing out a minute ago. But she is the hitter at 3-2. Popped up. Will it stay in territory? No, it goes out. Confines are a little close, especially up towards the bases and here around home plate. So a lot of balls get out, and we'll do the 3-2 pitch again. That, of course, runs your pitch count up. 107 pitches, or actually 108 now officially, thrown by Maggie Richardson. Here's the pitch, high, and it walked her.
Yeah, not a great start for Maggie right there, but with a walk, and you can tell her confidence has gone down a little bit, but she knows she's a great pitcher, and she's going to hopefully bounce back from it right here.
MJ Abernathy, the designated player, 0 for 2 comes up there, wanting to keep things going. Now, there's no outs, but what I mean, she wants to add to the runners on base. 5-1 score, so only a grand slam or pecking away 1 run at a time would tie it up. And there's a swinging strike. You got to have 4 of them to tie it up. Jackson Christian will not bat because you only go 7, and if they have the lead, they are the home team. Richardson checks her armband for the pitch. And you see MJ Abernathy get back into the box after asking for time. Here's the pitch. And the umpire says strike 2. Now let's see if Maggie tempts her or goes after her. What do you think's happening, Will?
I think she's going to go after right here. They know they need the out, and she's been doing good on this batter right here. So.
And the 0-2 pitch on the way. And it was the rise ball, and the player was tempted but held up. And we'll say good job by Abernathy to hold up. 1-2 count. Now this is really the one she wants to get her on because the pitch count's starting to get a little high at 112 pitches. That one high. So 113. Now, when you don't have the limits in baseball, she would have already had to come out, or this would have been her last battle.
Yes.
But you can throw more than this in softball. Nice natural motion, 2-2 pitch, swinging strike 3. Will, you'd make a good umpire. Y'all should see Will's mechanics and stuff up here. I've got 9 strikeouts, Will.
I have 9 as well. That is her 9th of the night.
And that means I'm right because Will is always right. Remember, if he tells you the sun's purple polka dotted, it is. 5-1 the score with Jackson Christian leading. You see Richardson's pitch coming to the plate. A little low and inside. The hitter is E.K. Murdoch. She walked in the 3rd, struck out back in the 5th. She's 0 for 1 officially. 1 ball pitch on the way. And the umpire says ball 2. Now, you don't want to get behind. Give your runners or your fielders a chance to help you get outs and get that runner that's on first. A little bit of a curveball there. It had movement on it and broke outside. Makes it a strike. That was a good pitch.
Sure was. And she's she's starting to get back into it a little bit now, throwing some better pitches, better strikes. So
good job. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, a runner at first. Richardson winds, fires. Yes. I have to brace myself because I'm ready to call the pitches quickly. And with the new umpiring method, I will have to learn to brace myself and get patience. 2-2 the count, 1 out. Here's the pitch by Richardson. It's fouled off, out of play. I got to ask Forrest this. Forrest, have you ever had a pitch come in here? I'm talking about fouled off and come in. So far, Forrest is 0 for 0 on fielding.
Whew. That'd be a scary sight.
The 2-2 pitch again. We'll do it again. Murdoch at the plate. She is the left fielder. Popped up, and again, out of play. And again, we appreciate all the fans that are watching. We want to thank the administration, coaching staffs from both schools and the players for their help in doing this contest. You see Richardson coming from center field, strike 3, 2 outs in the inning. 10 big strikeouts.
10 big strikeouts, and 1 more, and we are done here.
A runner on first, 2 outs. And that time, Maggie looked like she had a little extra on that last pitch. The hitter, A.J. French, who had a single the last time up, and she has scored the only run for TCA. Remember, TCA came into this contest 10-3. We came in at 11-2-1, and it's a time limit. The reason we got a tie, it was tied at 2-2. Time limit ran out. They don't break ties in those games. They do in a regular game. That one fouled off. But this was in, I believe, the Sarah Beth Whitehead tournament, and you have a time limit, and it's just tied if that's what happens. So with 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner on first, Richardson has the call from the dugout, is ready to come to the plate. Fouled off again.
Watch out, Mom. Watch out, Mom. Oh.
And now they're throwing in a couple of baseballs that came back from out in the field.
My mom almost got hit by a ball right there.
Yeah, you should have run out there. Should have sent Daniel. He's pretty quick, and you're tied up. The 1-2 pitch with 2 outs all the way from, and it's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good shot there, first baseman and the runner at first. Crawford was there running for TCA. Popped up and fouled again. And I can say one thing, A.J. French is working the pitcher pretty good.
Yeah, she's doing a great job trying to stay in this one and protect the plate for her team.
I've got 126 pitches. And again, you can throw more than you can in baseball. Outside, 3-2. Let's see if Richardson just comes down Main Street with the fastball.
Yeah, this one has to get on base to keep the game going. So,
and the catcher also has that wristband with the calls on it. Hit the left, sinking, but Trinity Brooks picks it up and ends this contest. And it's a 5-1 win for the Lady Eagles. Will, a quick comment from you, then we'll take a time out and come back and wrap this game up.
Yeah, that was a great game, 5-1. One of the bigger division games that we'll have to play this year. So, knocking off the team in front of us in the rankings is a big win for us, and we're going to keep doing it. So,
now they do this a little differently in softball. We don't turn around. No, we don't turn around and play them tomorrow. It will be a little later when we go to Trinity. When we come back, though, here on the Jackson Christian Sports Network, brought to you by Worthy Road Studios, we'll have the final stats and final comments on this big win for Jackson Christian School. Let's take that time out on Worthy Road Studios.
The reason why I pursued my BSN in nursing is because I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to take back, I wanted to give care to all the patients that I had taken care of previously in the past. I wanted to gain more experience in education. Freed-Hardeman is local here in Dixon, Tennessee. I noticed that they had a 100% pass rate for the past 3 years, and I knew that Freed-Hardeman would be a great fit for me.
The reason I chose Freed-Hardeman was I came for orientation, and I felt welcomed and loved, and I've toured many nursing programs, and this was different. This one was something different to me, and it's been amazing, and I really enjoyed it, and it's something I'll always remember, and this is family to me. I also chose Freed-Hardeman because of the 100% pass rate at Dixon. They've had a 100% pass rate for the last 3 years, and that finalized my decision to come to Freed-Hardeman.
And we are looking at the field. Both teams had a prayer after the game, and you see the final score of 5-1. And just a second, Will Cisco will be with you with Trinity's final stats. I'll bring you the final stats for Jackson Christian Lady Eagles. And we want to compliment Forrest Mainers for his help. And, of course, the main man now that was really important and moved up on the importance level, Danielle Brooks. He provided all the concessions from the concession stand in the boosters for. Without him, this game wouldn't have been possible.
Wouldn't have been possible.
Okay, here he is, Will Cisco, with the final stats.
So the leadoff batter, Laura Kirkpatrick, as well as the pitcher, she went 0 for 3 tonight. Jenny Miller, the center fielder, went 0 for 3. Third batter, Lily Kramer, went 1 for 2. Fourth batter, Maria Murdoch, went 1 for 2. Fifth batter, Hannah Yarbrough, went 0 for 3. Sixth, Kylie Crawford, the first baseman, went 0 for 2. Seventh, MJ Abernathy, the designated player, went 0 for 3. Eighth, Emma Kate Mardall went 0 for 2. And the ninth batter, A.J. French, went 1 for 3.
And now for Jackson Christian, who won this game, Audrey Dean went 1 for 4, scoring 1 run. Trinity Brooks went 0 for 3, but had the big sacrifice bunt that advanced Dean and allowed us to get runners in scoring position. Also, McKinley Arnold today had a game, went 1 for 2 and 1 run scored. Laney Millsaps 2 for 2, 2 runs scored. Also walked 1 time. Arnold walked 2. We should have made mention of that. Maggie Richardson, who helped her own cause. Officially, she was 1 for 1 hitting. She had 2 RBIs, and she walked twice. Now, Sydney Julian, the designated player, was 0 for 2, but did have an RBI and walked 1 time also. Carly Holt was 0 for 3 today, and also Ava Jones, who played second base and did a fine job there. She was 1 for 3 with 1 RBI. We had 23 at-bats, 5 runs, 6 hits, 4 RBIs. We walked 5 times. We struck out 6 times. There was a triple by Millsaps, and a great job pitching 7 innings for Maggie Richardson. She allowed 3 hits, 1 run. There was 1 error committed, 5 base on balls, 10 big strikeouts for her. For Laura Kirkpatrick, we will try to get her totals. She pitched 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 5 base on balls, struck out 6 for her totals. It was a great game. We scored 2 in the first, 2 in the third, came back with 1 in the fifth. Trinity scored their 1 run in the 6th inning. Line scores 5 runs, 6 hits for Jackson Christian, 1 run and 3 hits for Trinity Christian. Will, your final comments?
Yeah, like I said earlier, this was one of our better district wins, and it's really going to propel us through the rest of the year. So 5-1, great game, and a good way to finish off this one.
That's right. Jackson Christian advances to 12 wins, 2 losses, and that 1 tie. Trinity Christian Lady Lions fall to 10-4 on their season, but still 2 good ball clubs, 2 of the better ones. Look forward for both teams down the road to having to play that squad out of Tipton Rosemark. They're always very good. Again, we want to thank everybody that made this broadcast possible, including Shane Cisco. He needs some credit besides the administration and stuff. He had a little bit of work to do, and we appreciate the score from the soccer game. Unfortunately, we fell 2-1 there, but Will be back down there, in a week or so and get them another win, as he called the game on that one. Of course, Paul Schultze and all of our camera crew, what a great job. Tell you what, though, it's time to give the disclaimer. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or further use of this contest without the written consent of Worthy Road Studios is prohibited. Now, the producer, director, executive all the way around, Paul Schultze. And, folks, these don't happen without Paul. Play-by-play by Coach Joe, or Coach Joe Holloway, as some people know. The color announcer, the one and only Will Cisco. And the camera, you've got the camera was done by the one and only Zachary Henson, who does such a great job, and we love you to death. Good pictures. And it's time to say for everybody here, thanks for your time this time. Till next time, good day, all.